the stream, everybody. We are playing more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Let me tweet that out. It's 2025, which means Deltarune could drop at any moment and you wouldn't have any idea. Let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here. Which means, Apollo, try moving the cupboard. What? Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to be as shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my, what's this? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It seems like we found yet another contradiction. What I believe would be the final contradiction, in fact. The cupboard was blocking the window. Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please to the new... Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? About this cupboard, are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. That's right, someone standing outside wouldn't be able to stand in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin, and someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court, exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order! This is a court of law and out of order. We just received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh, and what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there's a secret passage behind it. Ah yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This was one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars don't know about. I do remember him saying something like that now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. You never need to know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage, huh? Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold boar of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when I said I needed the trump card for the last hand. At the time of murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Did I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with Destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Mrs. Olga Orley was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then, our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, and after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. How did Wright's daughter get it, though? Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly, truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne! And yes, Your Honor, the prosecution will continue its investigation. As of Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he's hereby cleared of all suspicion. Believe me when I say I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately. Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. Huh? What? It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. You point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked. that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence? Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course, this bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? Not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes, the fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court, and this case, demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down, and that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? Ah, see how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo, your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still, but I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation, just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone else grab a bottle upside down other than to... Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there in plain sight. What? He was holding it like this. I go glug 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 glug. Or no, they said it was upside down, right? Where were the fingerprints? How about you just say the answer in plain words? It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions, indeed. Well, Mr. Justice? Mr. Gavin said that the court in this case demanded an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints are upside down? It's actually easier to show than you explain, Your Honor. Place the bottle on that floor next to your chair. Now, reach down and pick it up, without getting out of your chair. Oh, okay. See, you naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck, with your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to his side of the piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed, but then you must have remembered, so you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. So you claim that I switched the bottle. Where's your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, more baseless conjecture. There's no card inside it. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Ah, yes, I have your memo about that Evie. Here, retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. What are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if any were on that but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. The bottle won't bear trace of anything. Say, Apollo, why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. That's some bottle. Yeah, the card's inside. There's something inside the bottle. What's this? That card! It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga Aureli. Yes, I swindling little Devochka. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Yeah, he lost. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me this is the planted card you disposed of, the one you mentioned in this piece of testimony. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. I snuck a peek at it and found it was the Five of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. There's an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. The Five of Hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Oh, he's pissed. That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. What happened to do that? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone? I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report on us for us on Christoph Gavin? He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now. I see. Still, wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he? None that we know of. Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler, an odd profession to be sir, and that's all we know about him. I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor. Good. Mr. Wright? Okay, so that'll come back to haunt us, won't it? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance to me, both as a friend and as a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me. This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright, what the fuck are you talking about? Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seems like a good time to announce the verdict. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty! The court is adjourned. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who quoted Mr. the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, it's sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... Is this true? Of course it's true. Yeah, the weird vibe. What was that, Mr. Right? You have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer. Right. Today was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh, wait. You don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. The daughter is the key? Your daughter, right? That's right, she's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury! You testified, you said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I might be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Office after all. I can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo, how about coming to work for me? Eh? You mean at the Wright & Co. law offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago, that legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion and he left the law for good. What case? Have you ever thought coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law. Didn't you notice in today's trial, there's a single piece of forged evidence? Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. The fact that they had the card. You mean this, don't you? I got it from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think that the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene, the real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. Why though? One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? I punched him. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you'd like. Oh, and about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I always find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. What? You were under trial for murder. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door, and that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins. Turnabout corner. As long as we draw breath, the wheel of fate turns. Is Phoenix involved in another case? Spinning big crimes and little crimes together. And when the wheel stops, you die. Two months have passed since Mr. Gavin's arrest. My first trial, and I lost both my mentor and my job. Yeah, I'll admit it, I was screwed. But even when I hit bottom, I told myself I'd never come here. Honest. Here being the legendary Red & Co. law offices. Okay, Justice, time to stop trembling. Ah, you must be here for the interview. Right this way. Hello, you found the right place. Welcome. Oh, God. Well now, shall we begin? Begin what? Right, first things first. Any special talents? Talents? Well, yes, you must have at least one. Well, I guess defending? Defending, an unusual talent, but it'll do. With a little jazzing up, of course. Let's give it a go, shall we? Go ahead, show me, defend. Just give it all you got. Don't hold back now. What are you talking about? I can't just defend here. First lesson, a professional can perform anywhere. We want people to be laughing with us, not at us. Thanks, but I'm not sure whether they should be laughing at all. What? What is it exactly you think you came here to do? What? Defend, no? Excuse me, but do you know where you are? Huh? The Red & Co. law offices, right? Oh, I was afraid of that. Don't worry, you're not the first. Look, what's going on here? Who are you? I came here to meet with the person in charge. Well, you've apparently made no fewer than 2 mistakes. Mistakes, but I caught a call from Mr. Wright this morning. Perhaps you should go read the sign out front again. What's there to read? Look, it says right there. Oh. What does it say? Wright Talent Agency. Welcome to the Wright Talent Agency, where you've always come to the right place. I'm Chusey Wright, CEO. What? At the age of, like, how old are you to be a CEO of a fucking company? $15 and CEO? Hello, sir. Please pick a card. That's right. She's my daughter. Chusey Wright. Here, check out the flyer. So, what's your name? Apollo. Apollo Justice, attorney at law. So, is this really a talent agency? You bet. Dad started it 7 years ago when he quit law. Of course, we only have 2 people signed up right now. 2 people. Does that include you? Chusey Wright, magician extraordinaire. I've done lots of stage shows. Paid too. I'm a professional, you know. At the age of 15? Promise you'll come to one of my shows, okay? Let's see. And the other person our talent agency represents is Phoenix Wright. Pianist extraordinaire. Your dad, in other words. Didn't he say he couldn't play the piano? Our agency doesn't see that as a problem. Why, there are many magicians who can't do magic. At least you're optimistic. I'll give you that. So you're Phoenix Wright's daughter. That's right, after Dad quit the law 7 years ago. I promised I would keep him fed. So I'm like his... No? I'm in charge of this whole office too. Pretty amazing for a young lass of 15, wouldn't you agree? 15? How old is Mr. Wright? Dad? Oh, he's 33 this year. I'm sure there's a good explanation. Nah, he's just a fucking deadbeat. About Mr. Wright giving up law, it was because of that incident 7 years ago, wasn't it? Eh, you know about that? Not the details. I remember the news though. It was a big deal. So I heard. I was too young to understand what was going on. Ask Dad about it next time I get a chance. Dad, right. That reminds me about Mr. Wright. He gave me a call this morning to come in. He's not here right now. He's in the hospital. The hospital? Yeah, he's on strict bed rest till he gets better. Okay, which hospital is Mr. Wright in? I'll pay him a visit. Oh, the Hickfield Clinic. It's quite close. Right, I'll be going now, and I'll give this showbiz gig some thought, okay? Wait, I'll go with you. What? So, this is Mr. Wright's hospital. Oh, hey, it's you! Visitors, are you? Yeah, are you the doctor? Yep, Dr. Hickfield's the name. Good morning, doctor. Oh, hi there, Truce. I don't like this guy. Off the rip. Is this Dad's room? Oh yeah, except he's gone for a morning checkup. Be back soon. How are you, Miss Trucy? Got any places you'd like? Oh my fucking god. This guy needs to go. Like, right now. Can we prosecute him next? Can I become a prosecuting attorney just for him? Doctor, the nurse is looking for you. Why, if it isn't the daddy of the... Guess I'll be off then. Later, Trucy. Wow, what an odd bird that guy was. Good morning. Didn't expect to see you so soon, Mr. Apollo. So, what happened? Who could have imagined it? Me, victim of a hit and run. A hit and... You were hit by a car? Oh, he tried to swerve. I'll give him that. Picture me tossed 30 feet through the air, only stopping when my head hit the telephone pole. You hit a telephone pole with your head? Are you okay? Thankfully, my only injury was a sprained ankle. What? How does that make sense? There's something that just doesn't fit right. I can't believe you have a daughter, Mr. Wright, and she's so big. Not fat, but you know what I mean. Oh, Trucy's still a child. Dad, how many times do I have to remind you? I'm not a child anymore. Aww. Ah, my foot. I'm not buying it. Oh, something you should know about Trucy. She's a magician, right? She told me. Not a mere stage magician, she's a genius. Aw, Dad. You soon come to appreciate her talent. You could just tell me things instead of insinuating them. So, why did you contact me? What could the Wright Talent Agency possibly want with me? No need to get prickly now. Hey, I didn't ask to be dragged in like this. Huh? But didn't you come to the office of your own free will anyway? Well, yeah, of course. Help! We're in big trouble here at the office. Big! I thought someone was dying. So you don't think this is big trouble? My talent agency represents only 2 people, and one of them is in the hospital. That's right! How are we going to pay this month's rent and the groceries? Yeah, that's the problem with such a tight operation. It's a symbiotic relationship. When one of us falls, the other 2 must fall. Hey, this isn't exactly a suitable conversation to be having a 15-year-old kid. In any case, if Apollo here can't help you, you have to transfer to a new school. Again. No, I can't. I only just made friends. How could you do this to me? To us, Polly? Huh? What? Now it's my fault? On that note, how about you come work for us? I got the perfect client for you already lined up. A client? You mean I get to do my job? Alright, I'll hear what you have to say. You got him, Dad! Hook, line, and sinker! Now it's time to reel him in. It's official. I'm scared. Alright, so who's the client? Yes, here, take a look at the map and I'll explain. Last night I left the office just before 9 o'clock. I was going to that Indochine Chinese pasta joint. Past al dente's. I don't know why I said Chinese. I play piano there, of course. That's when it happened. The car sent me flying, nicked by a telephone pole, and zoomed away. Creepy, huh? Just a tad. It's almost as creepy as hearing you tell the story as if it was no big deal. The car sped off in this direction. So, good luck! You wanted a client, didn't you? Well, I'm your client. Find the guy who knocked me into that telephone pole. Well, hold on. I'm a defense attorney, not a detective. Don't worry, once you find the guy, I intend to sue him. Then you can stick it to him in court. I'm not a prosecutor either. I'm sorry, but this is crazy. I'm going home. Don't get so worked up. It was just a joke. Oh, Dad. Sorry, Apollo. He just loves jokes, you know? Even the ones that aren't very funny. Your real client should be stopping by the office anytime now. The office? You mean the talent agency? No harm in going. It's not like I have anything else to do. One more thing. Do look into my accident, too, would you? I marked the scene of the tragedy on this map. It's right in front of this park. Should be pretty easy to find. So, he's going to make me investigate this after all. What's that? Looks strangely familiar. How could you not recognize an attorney's badge? It's been 7 years. I've forgotten a lot of things. Damn, he's so fucking depressed. Hey! How long you planning on making me wait, eh? Ah, good morning. Hey there, Trucy doll. It sounds like your pop's had a bit of a rough spot, eh? All's well that ends well, I guess. This is our client? Hey, so this is that Apollo fellow, huh? Oh, yes, the name's Apollo. Look at him there, arms crossed and all cross-legged, ready to fight. Yes, sir. You don't mean that literally, do you? The boss told you what I need, right? Don't let me down now, Apollo. Don't worry about your defense, sir. I'm on it. Defense? Your noodle half-cooked? It's too late for defense. My castle's been stolen. My keep's been cut. My noodle stand's been stolen. Noodle? You know Mr. Eldoon from the... His name is Eldoon. From the noodle stand, don't you, Polly? No nicknames, please. And no, of course I don't know him. You new in these parts? Not really. Then you know the best noodles in town, Eldoon's Noodles. Whose noodles? My noodles! Help me out here, Trucy. This Mr. Guy Eldoon, Noodle Guy. A client. Maybe you can tell us what the problem is, Mr. Eldoon. Anything for you, Trucy? What? So, you run a noodle stand, Mr. Eldoon. Guy Eldoon's the name, and noodles are my game. The secret's in the soup. I've been searching for the perfect soup for 1.5 years. Oh, that's not that long, really. My family's been noodlemen for generations. Got a lot of expectation on my shoulders. 15 fathers passing the noodle to 15 sons. That's a pretty old noodle. And fool I was that I pushed it away. I rebelled against my pops and picked another livelihood. But that didn't turn out so well. There's no denying it. Salty breath runs through these veins, boy. So it was like destiny, you became what you are. Right, destiny's the word. Oh, I thought it. But in the end, I was bound by the twisted noodle of fate. Not a mental image I care to linger on. So last year, I started my noodle sentence. The 15th generation of Eldoon's Noodles. So tell me more about Eldoon's Noodles. You don't know the genius that are my noodles? I make them so salty, why, they're saltier than salt. No, I really don't want to find out. Dad's a regular at his noodle stand. He frequented my pop stands back during his attorney days, too. Yep, him and his assistant. I'm sorry, I'll be sure to drop by your stand soon. Maya, is she in this game? Wish you could, Sonny. Heck, I wish I could. I'd give anything for a bowl about now. What do you mean? It was stolen! My stand! Gone! It was last night. I was doing my rounds, blowing the whistle. He only knows one song, unfortunately. It's like an ice cream truck bell, but louder. He even gets complaints. Now he was trying to butter me up. That sounded more like the blues than a whistle. I closed up my stand for the night and parked by the house. Then this morning, dark and early, it was gone. My key, my castle. Oh. Maybe some bum carted it off? Just guessing here. Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls will in there too. That's the saddest thing I've heard all day. You know it. Anyhow, that's the deal. Good luck. Good. Huh? Wait, what exactly is your request? My noodle stand. Find it. And the day you bring my baby back is the day you feast on as many noodles as you want. Of course, I make it so hot and salty 2 bowls will kill a man. Then I'd really need a defense. Speaking of defense, that's what I do. I'm a lawyer, not a detective. This is where I live. You drop by if you need any... This is where I live. Drop by if you need any info, okay? Get it back today if you can, Paulo. I got noodles to make. Things are certainly taking a turn for the bizarre. Traffic accident and noodle stand thieves. Actually, there's something I wanted to ask you about too, Apollo. Listen to the lady's problem now. Don't be cruel. I lost something last night. Something was stolen. Hey, what's this? More thieving and skullduggery? Well, someone stole a pair of my... Alright. So they were stolen. Your underwear. Your undergarments. Right. That's a crying shame, that is. Are you just having me run errands for you? I was alone in the office last night. I had hung them out by the window there to dry. When the thief came by, I took them. My favorite pants. I ran after them saying, "Give those back." Well, that was certainly brave of you. But I lost him. That was... a damn crying shame, yup. Well, at least the scene of the crime was convenient. I'll mark it on your map. I'll be heading home now. Remember, find my standard. There's an empty bowl in your future, Paulo. And you all brought Trixie Doll here too, you hear? Things have certainly picked up, haven't they? We had no work yesterday, and now we have 3 cases. I guess. Let's see where we stand. Not in the courtroom, that's where. Well, the first item on our list, Phoenix Wright. Dad's hit and run accident. We have to find the one who hit him. Who's gonna pass for this again? And the second item, Mr. Aldoon's breath, to find a stolen stand, for which we stand to gain a bowl of salty noodles. And the last request is mine, to find my stolen pants. That bowl of noodles is looking better and better. Let's go, Polly, to the streets! Aren't you enthusiastic? How could I not be? Let's crack these cases, you and me! Guess we might as well get started. Let's see, a hit and run, a stolen stand, and last but not least, the pants. Whoa, that fork is floating. No, why do you have a plate of plastic spaghetti here? That right there is the whole reason I became a magician. I saw a plate just like that in a restaurant one. The floating fork looks surreal. That's when I knew someday I'd make more magic. It's amazing good spaghetti. An old sepia-tinted photo of a man in a silk top hat. That's my favorite magician. I want to be just like him someday. Huh? Mr. Wright's gone. Maybe he's gone for an examination. He'll probably be back soon. Let's wait. I think it might take some time. Dad always loves his examinations. Don't ask, Justice. You don't want to know. Why don't we come back later? I love how they've just made Phoenix Wright into this weird guy who just hangs out. What do you think about this? Oh, I've seen one of those before. That's an attorney's badge. It looks just the one like the one Dad used to have. Now if I take this badge and do this and this, see, it's gone. Hey, my badge! What do you do with my badge? No need to worry, just look in your pocket. It's a flyer for your agency. And here's your badge, you can have it back now. That's the last time I let her touch anything of mine, period. Dude, Deltarune, this year, dude. How long do you want to bet until it drops? I'm betting like summer, but I hope sooner. Surprise me, Toby Fox. Surprise me. Show me the trailer in like early February, maybe. So this is where Mr. Wright got hit by the car. According to the map, this is the place. What a huge mansion. Apollo, there's a nice looking lady over there. Let's kiss her. Okay, I'm a little curious about the park over there too. Excuse me, can we have a few words with you? You want something? Whoa, that husky voice. Why am I suddenly swearing? That's quite a house you got there. You must have a lot of money. Money sounds like something my son would call his friend. This is the Kitaki family mansion, little girl. You, kid with the hair, you want something? Me? No, not a thing. Bye. Apollo, we can't just leave without questioning her. What if she knows something? But the Kitaki family, they're the biggest organized crime syndicate in the town. Oh, if you're gonna ask something, ask it, if you're man enough. Right. Yay, way to whip him into shape, man! I'm Plum Kitaki, wife of the fourth head of the Kitaki family business. Friends call me Little Plum. I'm Little Apollo Justice, attorney at law. If looks could kill, this woman would be a mass murderer by now. Little Plum, that's a really cute name for someone so... Yes? Whoa! What is it, Apollo? How about you go through me when talking to her, okay, Trucy? Huh? That seems like a bit of a needless procedure. I'm a lawyer. I live for needless procedures. Oh, little girl, you should know. We're gangsters. Gangster... Oh, that means you're the bad guys. Trucy, through me, please. I'm begging you here. Oh, ha ha ha, the bad guys. I like the sound of that. I'm gonna need some warranty after this. It takes a lot of hard work to protect a family fortune. Things aren't as easy as they used to be for us bad guys. So you're saying that business is in a slump? Let's not ask about business if we can help it, please. So there's supposedly a car accident here last night. Last night? Of course you wouldn't know anything about it. Sorry to bother you. Wait. Yes? You're talking about that man, aren't you? The one who flew 30 feet and just walked away. That's my dad. I should have known. One of our capos thought he'd make a great point man. Capo? Point man? Could you avoid using too much industry lingo? In any case, it's been nothing but trouble. I've been cleaning up this mess since morning. Bah! Cleaning up this paint? Was this paint spilled at the time of the accident? It was around 9 last night. I heard a crashing noise and found your father drowning in a sea of paint. So you came to his rescue? You've my husband, the boss, to thank for that. The car that your father knocked over this paint, then turned the corner and sped away. We're in the middle of repainting our wall, you see. I'm sure that dragon is glaring at me. But why are you out here cleaning it up? What do you mean? I mean, aren't you a gangster? Don't you have any goons to do your dirty work for you? Please, go through me when you want to. Don't be such a stiff lawyer boy. I suppose we gangsters do have a certain image. But we're community-oriented gangster, you see. The boss likes to give back to the people, you see. How noble of him. I availed myself of the public facilities to get rid of all the garbage. Now there's just the pan on the street to deal with. Public facilities? I wonder if she means that trash can. Was this paint knocked over by the car that hit my dad? That's right, and I'm left to clean up the mess. If you find whoever did this, bring the scoundrel by, would you? Of course, then you can make them clean up their own mess. Ah ha ha, you're cute, naive but cute. When I find whoever did this, you can bet I'll be doing some cleaning. There's nothing I dislike so much as a mess. Ooh, I wish I could say cool things like that. I'll bet you do! I'd laugh if my teeth weren't chattering so hard. How do I look over this way? Who's that? She's looking at the park. She's pretty. I bet she has a story, you know? There is something about her. Too bad she seems in a bit of a rush. There's a big trash can on the way into the park. I guess we could check it out. A detective's life sure is a hard one. I'm an attorney, actually. Huh, 2 pieces of garbage with paint on them. These are slippers. They look like slippers you get at the hospital. Look at this, Apollo. Doesn't this go on a car? It's a rear view mirror. Looks like it was turned off when it smacked into something or someone. You don't think... I do. This could be from the car that hit Mr. Wright. And he took off its mirror? I didn't know Dad was so strong. I only have room in my pocket for one of these. Which do you want to take? Oh, I didn't mean to investigate it again. I like how there's, like, branching paths now. Looks like there's some trouble by the park gate. Ma'am, there's no entry to the park. Now don't tell me where I can't go, young feller. I always walk to this park on my way home. Please get down from there. You'll hurt yourself, ma'am. That's quite the determined old lady. Personally, I'm a little more interested in this park. These games are a lot more grounded in reality than Danganronpa or Zero Escape, so that's another reason why I prefer those games. You know what I think? I bet they're filming a movie. Let's go take a look. Maybe we'll see someone famous. Hey miss, stay out of the park! He got mad at me. Did something happen here, officer? No, move along, nothing to see. Why don't you kids go play somewhere else? We're not kids and we're not playing. I'm an attorney. Something wrong? Oh, Detective Sky, we're fine. Oh, hey, it's you! From that one case. Why is she wearing a lab coat? You're hardly the one to comment on people's dress. And these kids are curiosity seekers, man. They claim to be lawyers. Ah, why don't you kids run along and play someplace else? Look, we're not... I might spill something on that pretty face of yours. You were in that one case that I didn't play, because it was 5 hours long. Want a dose of experimental what? Come again? What's hydroxy stuff? Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. Let's go, Trucy. Try to keep out the riffraff, if you would. How are we going to get more information like this? Why don't we ask that nice woman across the street? Oh yes, that nice woman. Can I ask you a question? What? What happened in the park across the street? Oh yes, quite the commotion. Chicago lightning, as the boss would say. Chicago, huh? Gunfire. Someone was killed. Strange circumstances, too. You're kidding. What a morning. Trouble everywhere. The park, the gate, even our house. Did something happen at your house, too? A crime without honor, without remorse. It's a private matter. Want to hear about it? Somehow, I don't think no is an acceptable answer, Polly. So, what happened at your house? Bloomers, last night. Eh? I got a bad feeling about this. Me, Little Plum Kataki, the victim of a... Okay. What? So it wasn't just... Got you too, did they? Poor thing. Like I said, whoever did this is a hardened criminal. It wasn't you, was it? No, of course not. Mercy! I've heard that panties keep disappearing lately, and the missing pants all have something in common. Dude, I know, we'll find yours too. Great, show me what you're made of. What have you gotten me into this time, Trucy? That girl from before. Oh, welcome home, sweetie. Hello, Mother. She's a Kataki, too. Miss. Here, a flyer. The Write Anything Agency? Anything Agency? Yeah, do you like the new flyer? So, this is our defense attorney, Mr. Apollo Justice. Drop by our office. We'll be waiting. Goodbye. Why did you give her a flyer? I don't know. It seemed like she could use some help. She's the heiress to a gangster dynasty. She doesn't need our help. I wouldn't be so sure. I gotta say, I'd really like to know what happened to you. Hey, I said no one goes in, unless you want a face full of hydrocodone and what's it? So, what's this place? This would be Mr. Eldoon's house, silly. Oh, so this is where his stand was stolen from. I can see a piece of evidence lying on the ground already. Hey, look, there's a police car parked over there. Right, what's with that sparkly evidence? What is this place? A hospital? There's a sign, Maractus Clinic. Oh, that's where the thief went. The one who snatched my pants. He ran into this clinic last night. Maybe that police car is here to find my pants. There's only one way to be sure. Let's investigate. Oh, there you are, Sonny. Well, you find anything yet? No, not yet. The longer you loaf around here, the saltier your victory bowl gets. Just remember that. This bowl of noodles is sounding less like payment and more like punishment. So, your stand, Eldoon's Noodles, was it? Aye, passed down from father to son. That stand seemed to share salt, Salt runs in the family, you might say. I bet high blood pressure does too. So, your stand, Eldoon's Noodles, was stolen. Oh, it wasn't just the stand that was stolen, sonny boy. I lost those wobbly wheels, my salt-crusted stew pot, my sane sign. I didn't just lose a stand, I lost a legend. No one sees a legend and gets away with it on my watch. Let's find that legend, Apollo. Isn't it about time you bought a new one anyway? Where's the mouse? Here it is. Are there any more details you can give me about the stand? You bet, sonny boy! It happened last night. I was blowing my whistle like always, crying in the town I was. The smell of broth filled the street, thick and salty. I got home right before 10 p.m., I reckon. Guess he's not aiming for that late night market. I washed my bowls and gave the wheels a squirt of grease. Then I went inside. When did you notice it had been stolen? Early this morning, before the sun rose. Work starts early. Hi, Nero. If you understand the dark side of the law, I don't know that, so don't spoil it. Do that many people eat the noodles for breakfast? I'm washed up on the salty shores of rumination. That stand had my whole life in it. All my soup stock, my noodles, my bowl, and my dreams. At least they left one bowl. Look there, on the ground. If you don't find that stand today, then I'll be forced to walk the streets peddling that bowl. My last bowl. Please, I'm under enough pressure here as is. That's it. That's where the thief you snatched my pants ran to. It's a crying shame, that is. If that's a steal, make it my loincloth, not some... Okay. The garage is right. You don't think the thief lives here, do you? Bet I would put it nothing past that good-for-nothing doctor. Did I detect a little animosity here? Let's make sure to check out that garage thoroughly. Look, a dog! Good boy, Salty! I'm sure the dog has a real name. Yup, it sure does. Name's Spoon. And it's a she, by the way. Spoon doesn't seem so lively. She didn't get her bowl of salty broth this morning, that's why. Poor little thing. There's a handwritten sign here. Save the light. Mr. Aldoon's house is practically in the dark. I guess the hospital's clinic next door blocks the sunlight. Everything's gone wrong since they built this monstrosity. Broth needs sun or it rots. What's a man to do? They just want my customers to get food poisoning so they can turn a pretty profit. That doorway sure is sparkly. The Maractus Clinic. Looks like more of a casino parlor than a hospital. They must be quite profitable. Funny, it looks closed. Maybe they're on vacation today? I'd understand if there was an ambulance outside, but a police car? Maybe they're tax evaders. Ah, sorry miss, no going into the clinic today. Did something happen? Huh? Oh no, nothing to see here. Move on. You have to find someplace else to play doctor. Do we look like the right age to be playing doctor? We need a little more info on this Maractus Clinic. We could ask Mr. Aldoon, he is the neighbor after all, and then we should check out that garage. What if the thief who stole my panties was still in there? Hey, do you think something happened next door? There's a police car up front. Fair, probably gave someone food poisoning, I'll bet. If anyone's at risk of giving people food poisoning. That police car got here this morning. I asked them what they were up to, but they wouldn't even tell me, the neighbor. Fair. Not that I was surprised much. That doctor works for the wrong crowd. It's just a matter of time before I got what was coming in. Fair. The wrong crowd? Never you mind about that. This house is, well, it's old. It's been well loved, that's for sure. I've lived here for my wife for many years now. It's got a character, though, just like my suit. What? This is the place. This is where that panty snatcher ran. Let's look for clues. Clues like, Shusy, could you try not saying that so many times? There's something about this car. Let's take a closer look. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor. We should bring it to him later. Eek! Someone's there! Oh, it's just a gold-painted human skeleton. Just a human skeleton in painted gold. There's a mannequin waving to us from the box behind the skeleton. This place just screams hospital storage, don't you think? It screams something, that's for sure. Hey, a kitty cat! Here, kitty, kitty, kitty! Meow! It's not coming down. We do look kind of suspicious, you have to admit. It's okay, his hair won't hurt you. It's okay, she won't make you disappear in her hat. That reminds me, I once read a record about a case Mr. Wright worked on many years ago. Apparently there's this car with a piece of cloth in the tailpipe. The cloth turned out to be a vital clue to solving the case. I remember the case record whenever I'm checking out a car, and I always check the tailpipe. Everyone's gotta have a hobby, I guess. Wouldn't it be funny if... Hey, there's something in here! Wait a second. Are these your... my pants? What, already? Wow, thank you, Apollo. You're a genius. Amazing. No, really, don't mention it. No, I'm serious. I'm really impressed. You must have... What are those? My little pants, of course. They've come home to Mama. I can't wait to use them. You're gonna put them on now? Where'd that come from? How'd that bowl get in your pants? My pants are an extra dimensional space. Anything can fit in there. They're my magic pants. What? They love them over at Wonder Bar. I can do shows there nightly. You mean those pants are just a prop? That's an actual piece of evidence. Well, that's one case closed at least. We still have to catch the sly devil that ran off with the tools of my trade. The car doesn't have a license plate. Hey, look at that! The mirror's been broken off. Now this is a clue. What? You're smiling like you know something I don't. You aren't keeping a clue from me, are you, Polly? A clue? Let's see. I think I do have just the clue you've got in mind. My clue is this. Whoa, it's the same color and size and everything. A perfect match. I guess we could check it out. Well, looks like we've just solved the case. So the car that hit Dad last night is sitting right in front of us. Yup. Wow, you put the pro in professional, Apollo. Apollo! Now that we've solved this case, we should go report to Dad. He'll mope if we leave him alone too long, knowing him. Okay. He doesn't seem like the type to mope, though. And this is hardly a case worth reporting. Okay, so we don't need it anymore. Sorry, kid, I got no idea what you're talking about. Look at this cute little watch strap. It's kind of odd though. I mean, if you wanted to know the time, you could just look at the phone itself. Hey, you're right. Sharp, Apollo. So what does that tell you? Well, the owner of this phone doesn't think through the details, that's for one. They did drop their phone after all. I kind of figured they were a little spacey already. Where is Phoenix? Is this yours, Mr. Eldoon? Hey, that is the heart and soul of Eldoon's Noodles. The bowl absorbs my salty soup. Pretty soon it's gonna taste just like noodles. All my other bowls got taken away from with my sand. Get it back from me, sonny boy. I'm begging you. Oh, we can talk to you now. What, you want to see them again? Well, if you must. No, I'm fine, really. Let's just put them away, shall we? Case closed. What are you talking about? The case isn't closed until we have a thief. Just survive about the side until while you work on the other cases. If it were that easy, we wouldn't need the police. If we don't need the police, then we don't need defense attorneys either, right? Fine, fine. I'll look for your snatcher. I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom. Give me like 3 minutes. Max. Right now? I'll be done in an hour. Any leads? Well, do we have any leads? One moment. Alakazam! Alakazing! Whoa, where'd all this evidence come from? So what happens next? That's it! Pretty neat, huh? Yeah, neat. Yo, how goes it? Dad, how do you feel? Not bad, Trucy, not bad. It's good to have you youngins on the case. Let's old Dad get some well-deserved R&R. The elderly need their rest. Isn't he only 33? We've cleared up most of the cases. I was right about you. Competent, capable. Tell me what you found out if you want to. Well, I certainly didn't expect you back this early. Polly's amazing. He found my pants so quick. Almost like he was the one who stole them. You have an interesting concept of praise. And, did you find the mad driver who gave me that 30-foot toss? Apparently, it was a doctor from the Merakits Clinic. Merakits, eh? I've heard of him. Nothing good, mind you. That reminds me, a police car was parked outside the clinic. Maybe something happened? What is this Merakits Clinic, anyway? All I've heard are the rumors. That clinic been making good money in a bad way. Ties to organized crime, the Kentucky family. The Kentucky family? He did that on purpose. Some injuries you can't take to a public hospital, see? They use Merakits Clinic for their patch-up jobs. It looked like something had happened in that park. Ah, a body was found there in unusual circumstances. Something more unusual than being dead? It's not our concern in any case. Great, let's ignore that and find that noodle stand. Whatever happened to professional curiosity? Thanks, really. If I get tired of sleeping, maybe I'll head down to this Merakits place. Maybe hit them up for some reparations. A little legal action would do me some good. I was wondering when I get paid. We solved the case of your accident and, found a mystical article of clothing. That leaves the noodle stand. Feel free to drop in if you get stuck. I'll be happy to help in anything not involving money. Goodbye, quid pro quo. Hello, pro bono. Right, back to the office to plan our next move. You're the woman from the Kentucky place. I knew it. Something's the matter and you want to help, right? Well, you've come to the right place. Thank you. My name is Alita Tiala. I have a request. Your request? Let me guess. Something's been stolen. Your flyer. It says now defending. So I thought, what, you mean you want me to defend you? Me? Maybe you can tell us what happened. Were you hit by a car? Did someone steal your stand or your pants? No, I'm not the client, actually. The client would be my fiancé, I suppose you'd call him. Fiancé? What happened to him, then? He was arrested this morning. The charge was murder. Have you heard about what happened at the park? So what's your story? You frequent the Kentucky Mansion, yes? Are you a member of their organization? No, not yet. You see, I'm to be married next month to the boss's son. So he's a gangster. Yes, but the Kentuckys are locally responsible gangsters. I thought it'd be nice for a change. Quit my boring job, live the good gangster life. I think you're onto something. Mrs. Kentucky, I like the sound of that. I'm not sure your dad would care much for that. What happened? I haven't been told all the details, but I do know a body was found in the park near the Kentucky Mansion. There were lots of police cars there. Apparently the victim was shot with a pistol, but I hear the circumstances of the shooting were rather unusual. And your fiancé was arrested for this. What sort of person is your fiancé? Your fiancé is the Kentucky family's only son, right? His name's Walkie. Walkie Kentucky. I brought a photo. Well, that's quite the photo. Oh, I know, he can be powerful and menacing, but so cute. What? But if he's the boss's only son... Yes, I'm sure he'll take his father's place someday. Say, I'm a boss already of this agency. Please help my Walkie, please. Right, my solo crime boss's son or not, I'll prove he's innocent. I've prepared a letter of request. I know you need those. Right, let's go check out the scene of the crime. Oh, hell yeah. Polly, you look as happy as a clam in a shell. For lawyer, this is it, the place where the battle begins. You need something? Ah, yes, we're attorney. I was hoping we could see Mr. Walkie Kentucky. Sorry, he's in questioning right now. Could take a while. Drat. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back later. So much for that battle. So this is it, my first murder crime scene. Ah, it's you kids again. Look, can't you find some other place to play? We're not playing, we're, investigating. Aren't we, Apollo? Sir, I have a letter of request here. Letter, huh? Why does it say hit request on it? Miss Tiala must have used the Kitaki stationery. Excuse me, coming through. Oh, hey, it's you! I don't know your name. It's Mr. Gavin. It's air guitar guy. I know that's his, like, that's one thing I know about him. I must say I'm used to be inspected by the ladies, but this is the first time I've ever felt this. Off the rip? The homosexuality begins? Off the rip? Like, the third line this man says? Mr. Gavin? Aw, Ferlin, what a sweet morsel like you is doing in such a dimsel place. Yes, the policeman officer fellow here won't let us in. We even have a letter of request. You must be exhausted standing out here. I will take you to the scene of the crime. Ooh, really? By your leave, officers. Yes, sir, of course, sir. Very well. This way, Ferline. Hey, what about me? On that note, enjoy your investigation. Thank you. Will we see you again? Ask the wind, Fräulein. I will be riding on it. What? Why was he being homosexual off the rip? The third line he says. That's a new record for a character introduction. That's gotta be some sort of record. Homosexuality speedrun. Apollo, look, a corpse. What? Hey, it's just a mannequin. Wow, it sure got me. Might I ask exactly what it is you're doing here? Oh, it's you. How'd you kids get in here? Oh, this guy. He was more like a prince, really. Him again. This glimmerous fop always getting in our way. Anyway, the scene is all limits. Excuse me, we have a letter of request. One moment. Why is she holding that big magnifying glass? I'd recognize that handwriting anywhere. Scientific analysis says this was written by Alita Talia. Thanks. It took you 30 minutes to figure that out? So what's up with the mannequin there? It's taken the place of the body, preserving the crime scene as it was found. The body was pulling the stand. So you're a defense attorney, are you? Detective Emma Skye, I've been charged. Why are you here? You were in that first case I didn't play. She doesn't seem that happy about it. She doesn't seem that happy about many things. I trust you know how to stay out of the way. I always carry 2 pairs of handcuffs, just in case. Detective Skye. Quiet, please. It's snack time. What? We're not making much progress here. She must not be very busy. I never seem to get a lucky break. Back after 9 years, and they won't give me the position I requested. And then I hear he gave up the defense attorney life. Who's he? An ex-defense attorney? Detective Skye. Quiet, please. It's snack time. Okay. Hey there, no messing with the crime scene. But we need to investigate. Investigations are to be carried out by professionals, scientifically. She's not going to let us check out the crime scene, is she? Hey Apollo, my very unscientific analysis tells me something here is very suspicious. I think I know what you mean. It's kind of not hard not to notice. Hey there, no messing with the crime scene. Apollo, look, that stand. It says Aldoon on it. Well, we solved the case of the missing stand at least, though the circumstances could stand to be better. You know, you're entirely useless. Where's Aldoon? Oh, Mr. Aldoon! Hello? Looks like he left. And we found his stand and everything. What about our free bowl? Oh, too bad. Looks like we'll have to wait a little longer for that bowl. So sorry. Oh, what a bummer. Ah, you're back. Ran into some problems. Oh, Polly, didn't you want to tell Dad something? Who? Me? No, I'm fine, really. So is there a problem? No, no problem. Actually, I got a defense request. A defense request? That is a problem. I've given up the court. I'm not a lawyer anymore. The request was for me. Oh, right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's doing that on purpose. I know it. So, what about this defense request? It's related to the murder in People Park, actually. Guess what? We found Mr. Aldoon's noodle stand at the scene of the crime. Did you now? That's unusual indeed. Never heard of a noodle stand being used as a murder weapon. I think the murder weapon was something else. You mean you don't know what the murder weapon was? That funny detective lady won't let us on the scene. What kind of detective wears a lab coat anyway? A lab coat? Didn't think she'd be involved with this. You know her? You could say that. So, you know her, don't you? I met her on a case. This was about 10 years ago. She was still a high school student at the time. That would make her about the same age as me. That's my dad. He knows all the police types. Oh wait, maybe you know about that other guy too. That shining prince on the motorcycle. Prince? Apollo, tell me about this Prince of Trucy's. Indulge a concerned father. He was at the crime scene. He looked just like Mr. Gavin. Did he now? You know him? My guess is that he's Christoph Gavin's younger brother. We're acquaintances after a fashion. Cliver Gavin, rock and roll god incarnate. Cliver, what a wonderful name. He's so dreamy. What was he doing out there? I have a feeling you'll be crossing paths again soon. No, what was the problem again? Having trouble investigating the crime scene in the park? Yeah, that detective woman won't let us. Go to the office. Under the silk top hat, you'll find a bottle of white powder. Try taking that to the detective. White powder? I hope it's not what I think it is. Just take it to her. You'll be fine, you see. Oh, and tell her I said hi. So this must be the silk top hat Mr. Wright mentioned. You know what this is, Trucy? I remember finding some in Dad's dresser when I was little. I thought it was sugar, so I licked it. He got mad at me. This is getting more and more suspicious. So you've been alive Are you actually Wright's daughter? Because he never mentioned you in the original trilogy. Does this ring any bells? Ah, is that... It couldn't. Where'd you get that? I brought it from the office. You work at the Writing Co. Law Office, yes? Yeah, sort of. Detective Sky, how do you know my dad? Dad, I'm sorry, who did you say you were? Tracy Wright, Phoenix Wright's daughter. What? Mr. Wright has a daughter? You seem shocked. Well, if you're Mr. Wright's daughter and you're his apprentice, then I'm available to help you in any way I can. Thanks. You could start by not calling me Mr. Wright's apprentice. This powder is used for detecting fingerprints. I guess you might call it a memento from the time I spent with Mr. Wright. If you find any evidence with fingerprints on it, please let me know. We'll dust for prints. Well, she's quite of an eager beaver all of a sudden. The report came in late last night. The body was found much as you see it now, except it was a real body. Why was a body pulling a noodle stand? If I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't still be here. What was the cause of death? A bullet wound to the temple. He was shot by a pistol. Not the easiest thing to come by in this day and age, unless you're a cop or a gangster. Incidentally, the victim's name was Pal Maractus. I just received the autopsy report, in fact. I mean, really, what's up with this case? It's enough to make me want to run off, pulling a mysterious noodle stand behind me. Not so mysterious, actually. We should tell her, Apollo. After all, we know where the stand came from. A likely story. I didn't come here to play games. We do know where the stand came from. The noodle stand's owner is...
Take that!
Who's the old guy? This is the proprietor of Eldoon's Noodles, Mr. Eldoon himself. He's famous in this part of town. Not bad. I guess Mr. Wright picked the right kids for the job. That saved me a lot of work. Thanks. What sort of person was the victim anyway? You mean what did he do? He was a doctor. A doctor? I think I'm starting to see the connection here. Who, me? I'm just a supervisor for the crime scene. Detective Sky, I was out of the country for a while. I came back to be a forensic scientist. Ooh, were you studying abroad? Something like that. I was studying in Europe. Forensic sciences, mind you. But when I got back here, they threw me in criminal affairs, just like that. Why don't you just become a forensic expert in Europe? Well, I suppose that was an option, but I had a lot of favors to repay to people back here. Favors? Wasn't she in high school when she left? What? What's that look for? I was involved in an incident before I left, but Mr. Wright and his people helped me out. I owed them. If she's been out of the country for a while, she probably doesn't know anything about Mr. Wright's current state of affairs. Can you tell us a bit about the defendant? He's the only son of the Kataki family, yes? Waki Kataki. I don't know if he's the boss's son, but he's certainly throwing his weight around violently in the detention center. Why was he arrested in the first place? You're a defense attorney, aren't you? You're not his by any chance. Actually, yes, I am. Well, we have a witness to the moment of the crime. The witness called the police. They'll be testifying during the trial tomorrow. Could you tell us a bit more about the victim? Well, let's see. Apparently he's a physician at a clinic in the area. Quite well off, too, from the sound of it. The clinic's name is the Maractus Clinic. Maybe that's why the cop car was parked there. What? You've been to the clinic? Yeah, they're on a related issue. I see. So that means Dr. Maractus told the stand and pulled it all the way here. That would seem to be the case. But why? Don't ask me. This mannequin is dressed up to look like a police officer. I've seen one at the station. The body of the victim has already been removed. Do you think the victim was the noodle stand thief? What, you think someone killed him because he stole it? Yeah, taking care of business, Little Plum Kataki style. And this is Mr. Eldoon's noodle stand, obviously. It does say Eldoon in big letters, doesn't it? And that mark on the paper lantern there looks familiar. It's going to be a little weird telling him what with the corpse and all. Anyway, that wraps up our 3 of our cases. That's right, congrats Apollo! And leaves us with one case that's worse than all 3 put together. Murder. There's gotta be a good clue or two around here. You and your trash cans. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Look, another pair of underwear. Wow, Apollo, you're a genius at finding pants. Stop saying that. Wait, these aren't... They're not mine. Could they have been stolen too? I think we should focus on finding more information about the case. You seem to be having fun. Of course, this is my first criminal investigation, and it's so mysterious. A noodle stand pushing a dead man along. I think it was the other way around. The dead man was pulling the stand, but you're right about it being mysterious. I knew it. More information, that's what we need. I bet the victim was gonna have a picnic here. I guess he could have eaten all the noodles he wanted. Those are preserving the crime scene. Oh, I guess the police put these tarps here after all. It's a knife! A shiv, to be precise. Ooh, lingo. The defendant, Waki Kitaki, is the son of known gangsters. The police are assuming this belongs to him. Wait, but wasn't the murder weapon a pistol? Look at this. There's a handprint on the shiv. A handprint, then there might be a fingerprint. Let's investigate. Right, first, choose the perfect fingerprint you want to examine. Look closely at the handle. See, there's more than one fingerprint here. Pick the one you want to analyze. Right, let's get detecting. First, sprinkle some aluminum powder over the print with a press of space like this, see? The oil left by the print absorbs the aluminum powder, so you just dust it and blow it off. It's like whistling. You know how to whistle, don't you? Just use R and... Right, let's give it a shot. Incidentally, it's important that you cover the entire fingerprint with the powder. Good. Clear. Quite impressive. Next, to match the print. The police officer has samples so you can tell who the print belongs to. Okay, pick the person whose print you think it is. You probably have a good idea whose knife this is already. So the fingerprints do belong to the defendant. Yes, isn't it amazing? The power of science. It's my life. Apollo, she's sparkling, and I'm dimming. Look sharp, spirits up. The real fight is yet to come. Shut up, Polly. The trial hasn't even started, and I'm already losing. So, have you met the defendant? No. Visiting hours are almost over at the detention center. You might think about wrapping up here and heading over. I don't know what good it will do. We have a witness and a knife with prints. Have I mentioned I've got a bad feeling about this? Don't worry, it's like a great tradition. Some traditions I can live without. I'm sorry, meeting hours for the day are all done. But we still have 3 minutes! I'll put in your request, but don't say anything. The father's talking in the private room with him. The father? You mean like a priest? I mean the suspect father's, Mr. Winfred Big Wins Kataki himself. Not someone I care to meet. Die, you! You're the one on the way out, you old... Ah, they're here. Whoa, this guy radiates power. Power with the cute apron. You Walkie's lawyer? Yes, sir. Well, I'm Big Wins Kataki, fourth out of the Kataki family. Capiche? Actually, I came here to speak to your son, Mr. Justice. My son's innocent. He killed no one. If you were found guilty, it wouldn't be good. Capiche? Yes, I'm all about capiche. Capiche is loud and clear. You gotta do more than just make sure to understand it. You'll learn, though, even if the lesson comes at the end of your short life. What's the big idea, old man? You can't just treat me like a kid anymore, not now. You know, I wanted to go to the Clink. I like it here. You must be Walkie? A G's not a G till he does hard time, Bazoy. You'll see, when I get out of here, things will change. Silence! My apologies, Mr. Justice. He's usually such a nice boy. Forgive me if I have a hard time believing that. Ha! You can't take me under your wing this time, old man. You heard me? I don't need no trial. I did it! Oh. I think that's enough for today, Mr. Justice. Don't let me down tomorrow. So much for talking to our client. But we made so much progress today. We even found my parents. I had fun, at least. Of course, the biggest mystery of all still remains. How am I supposed to build a case for the trial? Oh, I almost forgot. It's time for my show. Tonight I'm performing at the Wonder Bar. You should come check it out. What? Alright, I think that's a good place to end it for today. It was a bit of a shorter stream, yeah, only like an hour and 45 minutes. But I'm gonna go and spend time with my family because it's my last day here. No stream tomorrow. And then Friday we will continue Baldur's Gate. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.